to your music, how do you bring that same open-mindedness to what you're doing there? Because I haven't felt anything I did musically or anyone did musically was off limits. And if anything, it was kind of welcomed, like, oh, let's check that out. Let's try that out, even from show to show.
Yeah,
And the way that they're bridging music too.
I think that's just being curious all the time, and it also just goes back to making sure you have the right people. You'll say that because you're bringing great things to the table, right? I mean, even if the ideas might not be ones that I might have thought of, or I might have gone contrary, like I didn't want piano in a place, but you put piano in a place. It's more of a curious thing. And just being like, I wonder where that leads, as opposed to, well, that wasn't my idea. Like I am so limited in what I know and what I can do, but all of us together with all of the confluence of skills and superpowers we have, regardless of what they are, like when you put them together, we can make magic, and any band, and, at any band where a guy just goes in and just, enforces martial law, and this is the way it's going to be, like, even if that person is one of the most talented and best people on the planet, you're still just dealing with the limited point of view and reference that person has, both culturally and musically, and that is a disservice, I feel. So for me, every time we go together, the way we're talking now, I want to play music like this. I want you to throw something at me and me to throw it back. I mean, it sounds so like rudimentary to what jazz music really is, but I feel like sometimes it's like, I'm going to talk and you're going to whisper in the background until I tell you to talk, and that's not.
I'm going to solo and you're going to just comp the right what I want you to do. Yeah,
that's not fun, man. That's not fun. I want to have fun, and I think the best compliment I can ever get is when somebody comes up to me, especially a younger student, like a college student or something, and just says, "Man, you guys are just having so much fun. Like we could just feel the joy, off the stage, And how many times have we been out where, I don't know if you ever listened back to any recordings that maybe we've taken, and I've just been like, oh, that sounded way better, but we were just having so much fun that everybody was vibing on it, and that joy was infectious, And I think that is, to me, that to me is the goal. So if you're coming in and you're having a bad day, how can I make you feel better? How can we do this thing to where we're all on that same page? Or can I be empathetic and feel what you're feeling? And that to me is always the goal of shows. It's never to play all the perfect scales. If that happens, which on occasion, rarely, at least for me, it does. But more importantly is to be able to share that joy or whatever the feelings are at that time. Can't do that if I'm not letting people speak.
And actually that's really interesting, like thinking that, yes, retroactively, we can kind of go back and analyze a performance and we like point out all the things that would be, that's wrong chord or technical deficiency, whatever that case may be. But really, is that what mattered in that moment? Because in that moment, we were there and we realized the crowd reception, the feeling of joy that was brought is kind of shared between us. That was actually the real value shared, not the audience is not going, well, he did what he was supposed to, like on like those technical things. Like no one's caring about that.
Yeah, I mean, people go to see you. 95% of the people that are going there don't know their scales. The people who are paying for tickets, at least, that's not why they're there. They're there to feel something, or they're there to see some of themselves in you, or to get some release. Like they're not artists. They want to, man, that made me feel this way, or I was tearing up when I heard that, or I just felt that joy. It's a point of release. So if we're sharing, and we're connecting like that, we'll keep selling tickets, whether it's online or whether it's in the, whatever space it is. But if we don't do that, I mean, I think that's always been the role, right? That's always been our job.
Well, for some, but I think that's just why I enjoy being in. That's why we keep working together, and that's why people enjoy being in your band. And